Good afternoon to all of my followers and subscribers out there. I just want to say good afternoon. God bless you. Thank you for coming into this video. This is something that you cannot miss because I want to keep everyone who comes to my platform informed. Those of you who are FBAs, those of you who are the American people. Okay. Those of us who are American people of the climate we're going through right now in our government and some of the chaos that we see right now going on in Dearborn, Michigan, and in our political arena. I just wanted to come and say that I pay in attention to this because this is very important that you pay attention to it. And as you follow what's going on, you should be following your scriptures as well, reading your word. And that's why I tell people it's so important not to take your focus off of God because when you do, you will sell yourself to another nation. And you wouldn't even realize you're doing it by accepting some of the things that they do, incorporating some of the things that they do into our American fabric and in our culture. The like foreigners keep saying, "Oh, we came and we made America with bringing all of what we had as far as our traditions, our foods, our culture, our whatever has been it has been part of the American melting pot." But that is not true. Okay, this American melting pot they talking about is not them bringing their religion, their culture, their traditions, and trying to force us to become them instead of them trying to assimilate themselves into the American culture. Now, this is going so far where this woman could get up there, Ayan Omar, boldly as she can because she got all her people over here. She over here giving praises to the president of Somalia, who basically don't even want her back in the country. But I don't know if that's true or not because she probably was working against America from day one, from the time they allowed her to get into our education, educating her, housing her, clothing her, and everything else that America has been doing for a very long time, allowing these people to come here with their culture. Okay, when you assimilate and then giving them TPS status, which is to temporary protected status, meaning that the police officers can't touch them if they break any law, if they do anything harmful to any American in the United States of America, they still get to stay in America. For America bringing these immigrants over here. You know why they did this? They did it for votes. Okay? The Democrat Party brought these people into the United States so that they can still have control, the Democrat Party, over the American people. They brought them here. They have businesses and alliances with some of these countries. They supposed to be their so-called friends, allies, but they're not. Not when they're Muslim. Okay, America, we are Christians. Oil and water do not mix. The doors of America was only supposed to be open to people from these places of the world that was escaping cruelty and mistreatment and persecution in their country, who were people such as Jews, Christians, and what other is considered something close to representing God, okay, Almighty, the true living God, the Spirit of God. because the Muslims, they have a totally different way of thinking and mindset. Re- Being a Muslim is not to me a religion. It's a cult. It's a culture. And their religion, what they supposed to practice is not peace. It's chaos, confusion, destruction, and everything else you could name of. How you come into it shows you who they are when they enter to the United States and they wearing all of that garb and that stuff that looks to me like they part of some kind of terrorist group. Because why would you want to have to wear all of that when you're in the United States and we're not a Muslim nation, but we're Christian? But when we go into your country, we have to dress like you to fit in. And we as women can't walk around without being escorted by a male because that is the culture. And that's what I am trying to say to us. That is the culture in their country. And they're trying to bring it to the United States and make this part of our culture and force it on us. You should just seen the video I just saw them over there in Durban, Michigan, how they invaded the place. That's no longer part of the United States. If you look over there, all the Muslims waving their flags and standing. I'm telling you. But see, we Black Americans, let me tell you this: we don't have anything to fear because we already been through the nonsense when we got over here. This is how some of us was already here, and some of us actually came and sold over here as slaves and stolen. Some of us was stolen, because remember on the water as you trading, and it still goes on today, as they were traveling on those waters doing their so-called foreign trade, their import or export from the United States and into other places of the world, there has been pirates attacking ships, knowing when a ship was going to come out that would probably be boarding slaves and other trade or whatever they bring. You saw the movie Captain Kurt or whatever his name was, Captain, when that ship, and this is a true story in that movie, when those pirates from I don't know what part of the world, Africa, they actually ambushed and took over the ship. And they were rootless. That's their mindset over there. That's why I never took any interest in traveling and going in all these foreign countries. Now, I know some of you like to travel and get yourself and go visit places of the world and see other places of the world and be able to take pictures and tourists and all that other stuff. Ah, okay, you want to do that? That's fine. Okay, but we come back. We return back home to the United States if we not kidnapped or something else happened to us or killed over there, whatever might take place. But I'm just saying, we ain't trying to stay. We just come to visit and we leave. They come here and they want to stay and they also want to take over our government. Can't you see it? This ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Because notice, the immigration laws has always been there that we are not allowing people to come in without being vetted for temporary status or permanent residency or immigration laws that we have that there has to be a process before you can actually become a citizen of the United States of America. And when you do become a citizen of the United States of America, they have to check to see who you got ties with. But somehow or the other, this Ilan Omar, when she came into the United States, or when she came into that part of Congress, sitting as a congresswoman in her state or whatever like that, Um, somebody didn't vet this woman. Somebody was trying to be liberal and fair minded and thinking they're not supposed to be in our government. Are you serious? When you allow these people into our government, you already sold America out. Because they don't do that. They ain't gonna let no American come in their country and be in their government. Are you serious? See, America, you think everybody in the world is stupid? They see your weakness, they see your foolishness, how you got places where they can creep right on in and do things to destroy American people and our culture and our traditions here. Are you stupid? You can't let everybody in here. And especially a Muslim nation because they're not our friends. None of them. None of them. Some of them will even pretend to be Christians just so they could get over here. And once they get over here, they'll turn right back into what they were breeded, raised in, and they were groomed in that culture. You cannot change people for whatever environment they come from. That's who they are because that's where God has planted them in the world to stay unless they really wanted to convert, and that's something that don't happen overnight, and it ain't gonna happen overnight. It comes from the time you come out of your mother's womb when you accept the Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ, as your Lord and Savior, and when you accept the life of a Christian. That's why we have baptisms. That's why we have these so-called christenings for babies, because it's a Christian child. And you're going to make sure you continue to give this child the Christian education as he or she continues to grow in their life, to water their Christian seed. Just like Muslims, when they have their children, they give them the Muslim foundation of who they are and who they belong to. And that's why it's so important not to throw away your Christian values. That's why it's important for you as an American to embrace your Christian values and to embrace your culture here and to embrace your country, whether for good or bad, for better or for worse. Because this, to us, especially Black America, nobody has been hurt by these foreign Black people more than Black America has been hurt. Nobody has been people destroyed because of them bringing in all of these different backgrounds and languages and cultures, and that's just not going to work. Leave these people alone. Let them stay in their country. Block them. But that's going to be a very hard thing to do since there's been so many of them that got over here in the last time since Obama, since the Democrats have been in office. They the ones who opened up the gates to let them in for votes and greed and power, and didn't care about how they destroyed the lives of American people, and especially Black America. Because we the ones who's been outsourced of our jobs. Jobs that were meant that we know. And we could do a damn good job at it. Because that's how good we are. But y'all wanted to go cheap. And guess what? These people are now coming in and invading y'all. Not Black America, because we on code. We know what's up. We see what's up, except for the stupid ones on the Democrat Party that still want to serve under that mentality of the government and the slave mentality and the mindset of this liberal shit. It doesn't work. Either you hot, God even said it himself. Either you hot or you cold. No in between stuff. Either you are hot or you cold. And it is what it is, y'all. Either you are hot or you cold. You see, the thing is, and I'm going to say it like this, when these liberals, right, brought Black foreigners into the USA to replace Black America, they created a mess. They can no longer control where are the so-called supremacists now. Why aren't they standing against the chaos they helped create? They would rather stalk, target, and undermine Black Americans, the very people whose endurance, labor, and legacy shaped this this nation. Not only just this nation, but globally. Everybody trying to be like us. Everybody trying to be a rap artist. They try to sing R&B, which they don't got. That ain't that's sold out, you know. And then on top of that, they try to take everything and make it part of their culture and part of their music and a part of their lifestyle and everything as they come here to take it from us and try to claim it as their own, knowing that we are the ones who are the original that created Black culture in America. We created the culture. We made the culture. Even while we was in chains and bondage, we knew how to make straps out of something. We knew how to take whatever little straps they gave us and make it something greater. Something greater. If we had to take the straps to make a meal, we knew how to use those straps for the meal, the ends and the parts that they didn't want to eat that we ate. And we created those meals with what they threw out, like parts of the pig, the intestines, the feet. I don't know about pig snout. I ain't never eaten no pig snout. Okay? Or pig head or hog head or whatever, but a part of the pig. But I just know that Black people, Black American people, I'm gonna say Black American people because there's Black people all over the world, and when I want to talk about Black people, I better say Black American people and people of color in America, the the, the melanated people in America. Okay, when I got to be more specific because not everybody that's claiming to be Black is Black, or especially Black American, because they, like I said, they tried the way of trying to replace us, and they thought they was going to be successful at it, but it failed. And what and how it failed is you can see it right there going on in Durban, Michigan, when they try to replace us with those Somalians, those inbreeds that's been scamming and stealing out of our government for health care and for whatever other resources they were getting from the American government in fraud about their kids that are born with autism and all of these disabilities and dysfunctions. Uh, Let me school them on that. This is how ignorant and stupid they are. When you marry your freaking brother, what kind of reproduction is going to come out of that? When you marry someone with the same DNA in your blood, that close, your children are not going to be born. You can say in society, even though it happened way back in biblical times, which wasn't it was what they did, but it wasn't right. They didn't know it wasn't right because they didn't know. Life was still developing. Life was still developing. And when people don't know something, they just don't know something. And it happened. But in this situation, these people know what they doing. It ain't like, you know, this is new to them or what's going on here in the United States of America and what's been going on as far as like when you start reproducing. You know, if you reproduce with somebody that's close in your DNA, there's going to be some problems with that child. There's going to be some birth defects when you produce like that. That's why in an American, Black American culture, I don't know about in white culture because I've never lived in life as a white woman. Okay, One thing I know about Black American culture, and I'm going way back to the time when I got married in the 80s, the late 80s, um, you had to perform a drug. You had to take a blood test. A blood test was mandatory. And the reason they did that is so that they would know if you have any kind of what kind of family genes and backgrounds, certain illnesses or whatever. Just for those reasons, for when you start having children, you'll have some history of your health. I mean, of your family history, of your family's medical history, and you will know what can happen. Okay, typopheno. You know what will happen when you both create children. If you got sickle cell, if one of you are sickle cell trait and the other one may not be sickle cell trait, or if one, you know what side of the family that sickle cell might be running on, it could be running on both sides, but sickle cell was a real problem in the black community at one time. And it was really running through black people at that time because some of us was getting married and having children with each other that we were related. Because remember when the slave master felt like this slave here was out of control, and they didn't feel they feel that they were getting gaining too much power among the other slaves or whatever like that. Either they will keep them around to be like Stephen, to be like Stephen from Django, or they sold them. They'll sell their children. They sold their kids because they didn't sell the old person. They, to do certain work for them. They wanted somebody young and strong, a young buck that they can get out there on the field and work real heavy, or somebody that can reproduce with other young slave women. They didn't. This is what happened. And so, as we were growing here in the United States and developing here in the United States, or whatever, and getting familiar with our new home, and studying and studying ourselves or whatever like that, because we didn't know we were marrying brothers, cousins, sisters, whatever. But these people from their country, they know what the hell they doing, and they brought that shit over here. And like I said, we ain't trying to go back. We gonna stay and ride this thing out, and we gonna stand and fight like we always did. That's all we know. We ain't gonna jump in it right away, but God is knowing what He's doing. He's allowing us to be here to see what's going on and to keep us woke of what's going on around this climate right now. Because black people didn't create this problem. And that's why I say the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous will run in and be safe. Because what we didn't create, we are not going to be affected by it. We were affected by it. Now we see why we were affected by it. The economy here, what happened to the black jobs. Like President Trump said during his rally, he was throwing out words that were coming from his mouth that he probably didn't even meant to say. But see, when God got you on an assignment and God want to use your face and God want to use you, He know just how to use you, put you out there. But it basically is not even President Trump who's making these moves. It's coming from somebody much more higher than he is, and he said it himself that it's coming from the Lord. He don't like black people, but he better live right by God. Get them out of here, because they've been a nuisance and a problem in America for a long time, especially towards black America. So it's their job, not ours, for white America, the supremacists, the, the bigots and the racists, to be able to get them out of here. Because you brought them in here. We didn't flood the gates open for them. We didn't. But I'm saying black America, okay? Black America, because we wanted them out for a long time. From the time they started coming up in our stores and in the neighborhood, building their little, bodegas and little food stands and all that other stuff in the Black community. You ain't gonna see that shit go on in no other community but in ours. Now the Chinese restaurants, you ain't gonna see Chinese selling no little corner store, juke joint, little dirty little store on the corner somewhere. You ain't gonna see them sitting on no white place and block doing that shit. They gonna do that shit in some strip mall area and sell their Chinese cuisines or Chinese foods, and the Indians sell their Indian food. They gonna have a little Indian little shop set up in no white neighborhood. If they do, it's probably in the strip mall area or somewhere. But you will not see them on a corner store. You will not see a liquor store on a corner store. You have to go to wine and spirits or whatever liquor store distribution or whatever to get your alcohol beverages to bring into your home and stuff. But you ain't gonna see that shit in the white neighborhood. Look at the difference when you come to America. Where do they first put these damn people? In the Black neighborhoods, and they buy real estate, and they go and they buy these abandoned apartment buildings and this abandoned property that they find, and then they start buying it and moving their people right on in. Or they'll move you in and charge you a whole lot of money for that little fucking place. In New York, look what's going on in New York with the rent. They need to come down with the money. And guess who's doing this? Who's running that real estate out there? It ain't America. Only thing that we got as far as for us is the housing, the projects, which they haven't touched yet, and they trying to get to. Because I just said I was up in Binghamton, New York, visiting my family over the holidays, and I couldn't believe when I went up there. That's Binghamton, New York is like West New York. It's like going up towards West New York, Syracuse, Rochester, New York, and those Albany and places, the capital Albany and all that other stuff. That's West New York. So when you go up that part of New York in Binghamton, all of those Muslims moved up there. Got little corner groceries, little corner stores and liquor stores, and also they have a lot of abandoned property up there too. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go check it out for yourself. Go up to what part of New York was I in when I first went there? I was in Endicott, in Binghamton. Endicott is another city, another town outside of Binghamton. Is the city. Binghamton is the city, and you know other places like Endicott and all Johnson, whatever city outside of New York, Binghamton, New York, Binghamton. Go up there and look at Binghamton, New York. They not trying to stay in the city around the traffic and all the noise and all the people. They going to try to buy homes in the suburbs. They want the suburbs before they can raise their quiet little families and all that other stuff that they want to do. So take heed, America. Thanks to the freaking crazy Democrat Party. I wanted to also play this video here. It's not my video. This is coming from the righteous. Is it the? It's TD Media. All right, TD Media. Okay, and I'm going to play this video from, and this is going to talk about some of the things that's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, and all the stuff that's going on right now. So get ready for it.
Dallas 4 live for us at the Liberty County Sheriff's Office with the latest. Leslie.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Office says the man responsible for shooting 6 people over the weekend at a bar could be on his way to New Orleans or Atlanta. Here's what we know so far. 32-year-old Jose Osman Aguilar Cantillano has a murder warrant out for his arrest from the Liberty County Sheriffs. Sheriffs say...
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is not... I don't know if he is a Muslim because the name sounds more Latino, more Hispanic.
He is responsible for shooting 6 people at Alice Locust Bar in this area over the weekend, but they don't have a motive at this time. Liberty County sheriffs believe he is driving a white van or a green four-door Toyota Corolla. They don't have license plates at this time, but with the help of information from witnesses and the community, they were able to gather lots of information thus far. Now, 2 people have died. Their names are Alexis Jasso, a 30-year-old man, and Fernando Navarrete, a 43-year-old man who died yesterday. Now, out of the other 4 victims, 3 have been released from the hospital, and 1 went from critical to stable condition. Liberty County sheriffs say they have gathered lots of information with the help of the community coming forward, and they also know that Cantillano was not a regular customer at the bar. And they tell us his wife, 23-year-old Alejandra Marie Valdez Montoya, has been arrested as well. Take a listen.
Okay, so before we get into that, I want to say this first, right? You're not going to come over here and demonize ICE to me. You're just not. You're not. When these are the kind of people that Tom Holman and the gang, Stephen Miller, Christy Nolan, everybody are trying to take off the streets, and you have idiots like my troll-faced mayor here in LA, Karen Bass, saying that ICE is hunting Latinos. That is just utter nonsense and complete disrespect to the amazing work that ICE agents are doing.
You know what I don't understand about America, our government sometimes, they could be so ignorant, just so hungry for power, and they don't care. They just say any fucking thing come out of their mouth. God forgive me from the language I'm using because it's just really over my head with the BS. Um, Karen Bass and all of those liberals that's in California, Los Angeles, wherever the freak they are, defending these criminals in America, they need to take them first. They need, if you can't get to all those doggone illegals in, you would say illegals that are in your state, and if you can't get with America, we can't get to them, then we got to get to the head. We got to get to people like Gavin, and we got to get to people like Karen Boss and Brandon Johnson and all the rest of them that's up here defending them and protecting them. Then they need to go be the ones put in jail for political reasons. They need to be the ones who should be charged with treason and all the other things that come along with people that trade and bring in terrorism into the country to try to overthrow the government. These are the people that the United States government needs to start looking at and removing from office. Ilhan Omar needs to be gone. Karen Bass needs to be gone. Brandon Johnson needs to be gone. Jasmine Crockett needs to be gone. She's a dumbass black woman. I used to have respect for Jasmine Crockett, but she going too damn far with this foreigner shit and not standing with her own damn people over some damn political seat. When God placed you there, you're not there. Everybody else is doing what they got to do for their own goddamn people. Ilhan Omar is doing for what she doing for her own damn community and her own people. What the hell is Jasmine Crockett and the other one? What's her name again? The Maxine Waters and them doing. This is the kind of black America I'm talking about. These are the kind of black America who has been a problem to black America. That refuse to help their own people, but they will get in the front line and fight so hard for a damn criminal, a foreign criminal at that. We don't need them in our government. And Trump is doing the right thing, getting them out. By any means necessary. Yes, Trump. That's right. Get them out. I ain't got nothing to do with being black to me anymore. It's got something to do with America. Point blank, period. Get them out of government. AOC, Talib, all of them. Anybody got a foreign name or any foreign whatever name, I right, discriminate. They got a foreigner name. I ain't got to worry because I got a white girl name, period. The one that y'all demonize all day. Karen, the Karens. I got a typical white girl name. They don't even know who I am until they see my application. They see my application, they swear to God I'm a white girl. Until I go on the interview and they see that I'm black as night. And I was born with that. That's my government name. That's my name. That's my government name. Karen. KC is my family name. It's a family name. It's a nickname. You know, with the McDaniel, my father's name or whatever mixed in there as well. Okay? So you guys, well, actually, yeah, my father's name, and is mixed in with my name, Casey. And McDaniel's also my father's name mixed in there. Okay? So that for that Durban, Michigan, Muslim, whatever he is, the minister, whatever that sat up there and said that black people don't know their fathers because we were all born out of a one night stand. What kind of disrespectful, ignorant shit is that? Oh yeah, and then after he said it, you see his ass getting snatched up on out of here and going on back to Somalia, and he's on the cameras crying. Oh, President Trump, please give me back my passport. Oh Lord, I don't like it here. I don't stand it here. Oh, it's gonna be a whole lot of crying and tearing and stuff going on. Oh yeah. Oh, President Trump. Oh, I don't like it here. Please, I love you, President Trump. Please let me back in the United States of America. Oh, okay. Stay your ass over there. You don't sit up here and disrespect Black America like that. Talking about we ain't got fathers and that our fathers and everything. Let me show y'all the video if you think I'm lying. I gotta go to the video so y'all can see this shit. I'm gonna go to the video. Let's go to the video. Oh, he gonna get it. See, this is what he said. We got the internet, buddy.
People that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers.
Oh yeah.
They don't even know their
That's
fathers.
a very big defense. That's
It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand.
Look at all of these ones looking at him like, are you crazy?
They
Did
will
you
tell
say
you,
that?
I don't know my father. Well, who named
And look at their faces. They like, oh no.
Well, my mother chose his name for me.
Somebody should have stood up and told him, okay, you said enough, sit down. You gonna get us all messed up here. We out in another place talking shit to America.
I don't know. Is that what we want for our Ummah? No.
You should have stayed in your own goddamn country. That's what you need to do. If y'all so damn better, why wasn't you staying your ass in Somalia? You don't have to deal with us with our one night stand daddies. Okay? That shouldn't be none of your motherfucking business anyway. Excuse my language. God, Lord Jesus, this man don't bring the demon out of me. There's some things people could say that really trigger you. How in the world could you get up in your congregation or in front of your people and say some nasty, disgusting, ugly, ignorant stuff like that? Let's go on.
I'm not a sinner. Why? Because man, he has to give up the seed. And because the marriage will limit them, they will go from one to another to a third. You know, subhanAllah, it's one of the African American brother who accepted Islam. He said, Sheikh, Islam limited me. Only allowed me 4 wives. He said, before I became a Muslim, I had 40 girls, mashallah, tabarakallah. And I used to maintain all of them well, tabarakallah.
Get out of here with all of that. That language even sounds disgusting, if you ask me. I don't know, it sound like they spitting, they hawk spitting. No, that ain't the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one with me. because they Arabs. I wanted to show you the one that's his ass getting kicked out of the country. Let's find this. That was some ignorant stuff, y'all. See, when you don't know who you are, people could come out here and say any kind of goddamn thing about you. And you call them your friends, and you gonna get in the front line and fight for them to stay in your country? Are you serious? You got in there, you call. Yeah, I'm sick of all the evidence against them too, and no damn handcuffs for what they put this country through. So they gonna come and get you. When they came and they just snatched them up and put them out of here, they got the nerve to protest Trump. You ain't got no power here. God gonna knock that thing right on out of your mouth. God don't hear you. Trump said he don't want them. Get them out of here. They disrespectful. They ungrateful. See, this is the one.
They are not here to be our friends. They are not here to fight for all black people.
I'm sorry, y'all. This video here I'm showing you is for Katrina speaks.
That's it.
Katrina
Those are not my words.
Katrina
it's their words. It's their actions.
They watching
right?
us.
So before y'all jump on here, look, just another jealous black American. I'm not jealous of anything.
We ain't jealous of y'all at one bit, because you don't see us trying to break our necks and kill ourselves to come live in your country. If anything, you more jealous of us.
Here. That's something y'all forgot. Mind you, this shit was on camera. So I want to know what y'all got to say about that. I already know that black Americans have no allies at all. We don't have friends here. We don't have allies here, especially Africans. It's sad, but it's true. And it's not coming from us. It's coming from you guys, because you guys come over here to this country, automatically look at us as enemy number one. Then you get caught on camera doing this kind of shit. It's absolutely crazy, but I love when people show their true colors. Please tell me who you are so I can believe you the first time.
Enough to understand that members of Congress can't be impeached. You know, when you have Nancy and Randy saying, you know, we're on it, we're going to impeach her. When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
So all year, immigrants been running around.
You're not even an American citizen. You are a naturalized American, and they can revoke your citizenship at any time, boo-boo. So don't get it twisted, you ignorant fucking dumbass congresswoman. Okay? Read the documents, okay? You got to read in it. They could revoke you. They can send you out of this country. Yes, we can. Because you're not a born American citizen. You naturalized, and you don't even practice the Constitution here. You sitting up there giving praises to the president of Somalia, and that's where the fuck you going.
Screaming, black Americans, y'all going to be deported next. Y'all going to be deported too. Well, you got an immigrant saying that she can't be deported because she's an American citizen, a naturalized citizen. When black Americans are birthright citizens, like, we can't be deported.
Yes, you can.
But yet, immigrants of all creed and colors, all of the immigrants, not just the black ones, but the white ones, the Native Americans, the Latinos, of course, the Africans and Caribbeans. They always screaming, "Oh, y'all next! They deporting black people too. Y'all next! Y'all gonna get deported next, black Americans."
Where they gonna take
y'all
me to Brooklyn?
But you got an immigrant saying that she can't be deported because she's a citizen. She's a naturalized citizen. Her citizenship can be revoked, by the way. But it's funny how they, when they're under the fire, it's like they know all the fucking rules and laws, and we can't be deported. But
they want to fearmonger and try to like mislead Black Americans to feel like they want to be deported. The psychological warfare these people are playing on Black Americans is nasty. It's insidious. Trump, please hurry up and get these motherfuckers out of here.
So now that they are facing...
See, Trump, you gotta get these motherfuckers out of here. We gonna stay on your motherfucking neck, because these motherfuckers gotta go. They being totally
deportation right now at the moment, whereby their protective status is being withdrawn by Donald Trump. That's when they want Black Americans to be with them. That's when they want Black people to stand with them. That's when they are calling for Black people's unity.
I'm not standing with these people because we don't need to stand with nobody. We done been through all the bullshit already. We tired. Now we allowing God to fight our battles. This is white people problem. White people need to get out there and they need to start getting them the freak on out of here and stop trying to destroy us, because everything you're trying to do to hurt us is going to turn around and hurt you in the long run.
And for your information, these same Somalis who are calling for unity right now, they are the same Somalis who in the previous elections had their leaders endorse Donald Trump.
The community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim.
Look, Donald Trump is 70 freaking 9 years old. He is not a damn fool, okay? You took a risk voting for him when he already made it clear before he even got into the Oval Office that by the time, if he get elected and he's in that office, and this is what he said to the American people in his rallies and at his debates and everything else, the first thing he's going to do is get rid, at the stroke of his pen, all the illegals, the immigrants, and all these people coming from these shit whole countries that's turning America into a third world and bringing all of this crazy nonsense into America. He said you straight in your face how he hates you. He told you he hates you. He didn't bring you here. Biden brought you here. But you went and voted for him thinking that he was going to show some favor to you and let you stay in the United States in your temporary protective status with your lying and your scheming and your scamming, and then on top of that, hiding under your identity as terrorists. Okay? Donald Trump didn't want y'all asses here. He said the Haitians throw your motherfucking asses off. But he wasn't really talking about Haitians in temporary status. He wasn't just only talking about the Haitians. He was talking about all of you dumbass that voted for him thinking he was going to make it favorable for you because you're temporary status here, and he's a new president. He's the new president. Biden is no longer the president. The head and the chief and commander is Donald Trump. And y'all got to get that. Y'all got to understand, you dealing with Donald Trump. You're not dealing with Joe Bigot Biden. Okay? Because he's just as bad as Donald Trump, whether you knew it or not. He just wanted to continue to stay in control over the black people that we don't get nowhere. They already know that. Donald Trump telling you, I didn't create this, but he inherited it. And God has to use a man like him who's going to just speak out boldly and say what the fuck he going to say. And don't care. Because he already said it, and he said it out of truth of his heart. He didn't lie before God. Well, you think he lied. He didn't lie. He told you what he was going to do when you voted for him as you being an immigrant. Illegal or TPS or whatever way you got into this country, that he's been reviewing your files. It's a process. It's a whole lot of y'all, so it's going to take some while before we can really clean house, but it's on its way.
Community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and JD Vance. Some of the key issues.
What these people don't understand is that money, God said in his own words, you can't buy your way into friendship. You can't buy your way into heaven. You cannot do that. If people people have a certain dislike for you. You can't force them to like you. No matter what kind of resources you're offering, they could still take it and still tell you to kiss their ass and just walk away because that's what you decided to do. Okay? If somebody sit up there telling me they don't like me and they don't want me and they proximity or whatever, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Simple as that. I'm not gonna even force my way into the relationship with you. I stay away from you. And God even said that himself. Like if somebody is not willing to hear what you gotta say and willing to be kind and to do the same, friendship as well, you go your own way. God don't tell you to force yourself into a relationship with people that don't want to be with you, that don't want to deal with you. Even if you're trying to offer them money and everything, you're trying to usher them in, that doesn't work. You should have held on to your money and went back to Somalia and build your nation over there and help your people over there. What's wrong with these people? What part they don't understand? That shows you the kind of God they serve.
Issues of the community are the global wars and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values, and education are some of the critical.
This is where you needed to take your wealth, whatever you was able to actually get in America, and go back in your own country and build. When you coming in here and trying to do that shit, it's like you invading us. That's a threat. That's a sign of you trying to overturn our government. And God is, and you know what, Donald Trump, to be honest with you, I'm not even thinking about it being Donald Trump. He said what he had to say, but I'm saying this is more than Donald Trump right now who's speaking to you. It's the word of God. If you read the Bible and not the Quran, you will understand what we're saying. That's why we don't mix. Y'all on that Quran BS. We on the Bible. God destroyed it many times before, knocked it down so many times before throughout history with y'all coming with these false gods.
Issues that this community cares.
As a Somalian who lives in Minneapolis, I personally adore all of the hatred coming our way right now because I know Somalis who voted for that orange POS. And every bit
of... You sitting up here in America disrespecting our president of the United States? Are you serious? We could talk about him, but not the fuck you can't. Go back to Somalia. Because y'all wouldn't be here if your fucking president and your government was so much fucking better. Go back to Somalia.
Racism and hatred from that orange POS and his people, I just forward straight to them.
But y'all racist too. Y'all racist. Y'all hate black people, black Americans. Y'all only want to deal with it within yourselves. Y'all only want to be with your own people, even if it has to be somebody's 12-year-old daughter. Bunch of pedophiles.
Yeah, here's what they think about. That's right, boo-boo, you're not one of them. You're not one of them. That red hat you were wearing in 2024, you're not twinsies. You're not twinsies.
Thank you.
Now, most of us have been here since the 90s and are kind of impossible to legally deport, but they're going to try something. I don't know what they're going to try, but they're going to try something, and Minneapolis is probably going to be burning again, so that'll be fun.
You see the way they confidently endorsed Donald Trump together with J.D. Vance. They did that with all the confidence in the world, and you'd have thought that Donald Trump would favor them. You'd have thought that they were voting for their interests, but look at it right now. It seems like just because they had being called black, just because they had being identified as black.
See, Jesus said, if you deny me, I'm going to deny you to my Father. And that's a spiritual metaphor, okay? Meaning that when you deny the people that look like you, what you think you're going to get from the other side? What you think is going to get from the people that don't look like you? And you treating the people that look like you bad. And what makes you think that they're going to treat you even better? Because when you look at the people that look like you and you treat them bad, that means that's what you want. When you treat your people good and then you could go and smile in everybody else's face because you could feel confident about that. You could feel good about that because you know why? Because you know how it all starts. It all starts at home. It all starts with your own people first. And if you don't treat your own kind good, what makes you think you're going to be good to anybody else? Any good to anybody else? Just put it that way. We see, we examine these things. We see how you treat your own people over there in Somalia. That's why y'all had to run out of your country and run over here. You're not even good to your own families over there. Y'all abandoned them, y'all left them, and y'all came to build your lives in America, and now y'all trying to take over and do all this other stuff to an American culture that welcomed you in and educated you, clothed you, fed you, housed you, medicated you, gave you health care and every goddamn thing else. And now you want to sit up here and shit and cuss us out and say all kind of horrible things in our face to us. We ain't over there in your country bothering you, so why you over here? Y'all get it twisted on that Bible. Y'all got to read that Bible a little bit more deeper because when God said, be kind to the foreigner, but also the foreigner must be kind when he enter into your house.
Just because they had been classified together with black Americans, and they decided to go the opposite way and voted against it.
Okay, enough of that. I'm tired of it. I can't even listen to them people no more. But I said what I had to say. I said what I had to say. They snatching them out, throwing them out of the door, and doing whatever they have to do. And not only America don't want y'all, other nations don't want you either. Because when Trump made that statement about Somalians getting deported, you know what? And he's putting a on y'all, sanctioning your city, sanctioning your country, meaning that nobody's going to be doing business with y'all. Because America got the top. They got the top call on this one. You can't, if you try to take down America, you trying to take down the world. And everybody in the world ain't happy with y'all, and everybody in the world don't want y'all in their country, bringing your problems and bringing your resentfulness into their country. They said it over there in places in the world like Poland. They don't want Muslims over there. They saying it in a whole lot of countries. This is not just an American problem anymore. It's not. It's becoming a world issue of people that's in the world that are not doing their pulling their part of the share.
Somali kid kicking?
Who's not doing their part of the share. But anyway, y'all, I gotta get myself together. Some places in Africa don't even. Some places, look at this. Even in Kenya, they don't want you. Y'all got to get rid of that coat. Y'all got to get rid of that coat. That coat right there is dangerous. It's hurting y'all. When you ain't serving God, you ain't doing no service to nobody, no human, mankind, or whatever. You serving some false, fake God, and people don't want this coming into their land, into their soil. Anyway, y'all, let's go. I gotta go. So I'll probably catch up with y'all later. So you all be good. Hit the like button if you come on in. And if you haven't been in here before when the video started, you can watch the replay. And with that being said, your girl Casey McDaniel, I gotta go.